Our reading this morning is from Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I once gave a lecture titled Cultures of Gratitude at a small private college where tuition ran upwards of $40,000 a year. For the allocated 55 minutes, I talked about the Thanksgiving address of the Haudenosaunee, the potlatch tradition of the Pacific Northwest, and the gift economies of Polynesia. Then I told a traditional story of the years when the corn harvests were so plentiful that the cases were full. The fields had been so generous with the villagers that people scarcely needed to work, so they didn't. The people became so lazy that they let the time for the corn ceremonies go by without a single song of gratitude. They began to use the corn in ways that the three sisters had not intended when they gave people corn as a sacred gift of food. They burned it for fuel when they couldn't be bothered to cut firewood. No one stopped the children when they kicked ears around the village in their games. Saddened by the lack of respect, the corn spirit decided to leave. At first, the people didn't even notice. But the next year, the cornfields were nothing but weeds. There was nothing to eat. The people sat in despair, growing thinner and thinner. When they abandoned gratitude, the gifts abandoned them. One small child walked out from the village and wandered for hungry days until he found the corn spirit in a sunlit clearing in the woods. He begged her to return to his people. She smiled kindly at him and instructed him to teach the people the gratitude and respect that they had forgotten. Only then would she return. He did as she asked, and after a hard winter without corn to remind them of the cost, she returned to them in spring. Several students in my audience yawned. They could not imagine such a thing. The aisles of the grocery store were always so well stocked. At our reception afterwards, there was enough food to feed a small village. The leftovers were swept into the trash bins placed conveniently at the end of the tables. Here ends our reading.